Hey guys, Rexasaur here and welcome to Patch Notes on the 18th of November 2025. It is very cold today. That is the weather report for this morning. I hope everyone's doing fine. It's been a busy week, I think. It's been fairly busy. There's been a lot of playing Horus Heresy in preparation for this coming weekend, which is a doubles tournament that I'm going to with my friend Cameron and a bunch of others. Andrew is going with Sierra, Matt with Aaron, and Rowan with Gareth from our club. So there's a lot of people who are going to be heading there from this region. Should be a lot of fun. I don't want to say it's a narrative event, so I'm not really nervous in any kind of way. I'm just prepared to play games. I'm very nervous for what my partner's going to be taking, because Cameron's list is non-painted, and very unlikely it will be. I think he's already decided that he's going to be taking Solar Auxilia instead of Marines, which a little bit takes out our game plan. Not that we had one. We had... so I had game on Thursday. It was just that was a regular club night game. 3,000 points against Ben, who played Salamanders. It was a very good game. I clinched the win because of one incredibly good move on my behalf, if I say so myself. Basically, Blood Angels have an advanced reaction, which is a 1 per battle reaction that you can do. If you get shot at the end of the shooting move, you move towards the person who shot you, and if you end up within, I think it's 12 inches or it might be 6, either way I hit the trigger, they need to make a pinning check, and he failed his pinning check with his home objective keeping, which means that if you have a status you cannot capture an objective. So it actually basically won me the game by just doing that, so quite happy. But otherwise it was a really, really good game. I also played my Custodes for the first time. It was playing Blood Angels, but I had a allied Custodes, and those things are brutal. So yeah, I don't think I'll play Custodes as a full army because they don't work, but if anything, having them as allies makes them even better. So yeah, anyway, and then on Thursday had doubles on the weekend. On the Sunday had some doubles training, played 2 games. The first game was with my partner Cameron, and then he left for the second game, where I then teamed up with Ben, and we had a really, really fun time. We only played two turns just because Firestorm closes earlier on a Sunday, but we got very lucky with the objective. It was an objective that starts in the middle, and then every time it's scored it scatters randomly, and it randomly went towards us twice, so can't say no to that. But otherwise the battle itself was very, very fun, very interesting, and yeah, some good stuff happened. Very, very much enjoying Heresy. The big thing that happened was on Saturday. I spent the entire day basing all of my painted models. So my whole army is now based. I've given them like a metallic red. It's nearer pink than red, but it actually adds to the different in contrast to the colour of the paint, so it looks good. So they've all got a base rim that is like this metallic pinkish red. And then I've put a lot of alien fauna on their bases. So they got like a bunch of greens and it's purples and blues. I think it's green as well. I can't remember. Either way, it gives them vibrancy there. And then all through Sunday, all the tiny little ones that I put on were falling off because they're so small. The sticky thing doesn't stick very well, which is fine. So I spent that time. God, tired. Sorry. Spent that time basing on the Saturday. It was really good, and then started painting. I've got a rhino that I want to paint in time for the tournament, and then after playing on Sunday there's an element of I've had to, because my ally is pivoting his whole army But I pivoted my list because I just don't think the list that I bought on Sunday was decent enough. It very much felt with Ben that I was being carried by Ben rather than actually performing with my own dudes. So, I decided to try something completely new, which could fall flat on my face over the weekend. But, we'll see what happens. And then we went to Harvester afterwards. Wasn't our initial plan. We wanted to go to some barbecue place, but that was full, so we had to go somewhere else. We went to a Harvester, somewhere which I've never been in my entire life, and it was a very decent outing, is what I have to say about that. Yesterday we had D&D. It was a very good session. It was a banquet ball / session. So a lot of getting the characters to describe their own, what are you wearing, how are you feeling in this moment. This is very unusual for your characters, who are adventurers. They are effectively explorers going through thick jungle to make contact with new peoples, and they've just ended up in this really elaborate banquet from royalty. It's oh god. But it was good. Everyone really got into it. And at the beginning I gave him homework to draw one of the characters, effectively this story point is focusing on one character's relationship with someone of the royal family. So it's it was draw this character in a noble attire, and we got some absolutely incredible drawings from people. It was good. I think that's everything that happened last week, if I'm really honest. This week I'm just going to be finishing up the rhino that I need to finish up for the tournament on the weekend. I might need to do additional bits and bobs on tanks if I'm bringing those. Thursday, Andrew, Aaron and I are going to go see Nuremberg, which is apparently pretty good. I'm looking forward to just hanging out with my mates. I don't really go to the movies all that often these days, but we'll see if it's any good. Apparently, yeah, it's got a good cast. It's an interesting part of history, so we'll see how they go about doing that. I don't think. Let me check my calendar. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else going on, if I'm really honest. Just chilling. That's basically it. Painting. Video games wise, I have been playing Songs of Conquest, which is a Heroes of Might and Magic clone-ish. It's very inspired by that genre of game, but it's pixel art, which is not a plus for me. I actually don't really like pixel art, if I'm honest. It's not my jam. It doesn't instantly sell me video games, but the gameplay was really fun. I did the whole of the first campaign, and I started the second, and I instantly despised the second. So I haven't really touched it since losing that second campaign. Effectively, the first campaign is you play as humans, and that's really cool, and you're fighting off against undead. That's the main pivotal enemy. In this one, the second campaign, you're frog people, and I'm just this took a turn, and you're escaping some desert slavers, and it just feels weird. And so you start off with nothing, you go back into the jungle, you pick up some dudes, but then you also have to fight the fauna of the jungle, and then all of a sudden the desert raiders come and chase you down, but you've fought off so many. I just didn't have a bigger arm. I literally had 2 units, and then the jungle raiders had 7, and it's this feels I just don't understand. Basically, I don't know what I did. I don't know if I just didn't figure out what I need to do. I just didn't. And the humans are really easy to understand. You've got Sword Boy, and then you've got Bow Boy. That's basically, it's okay, cool. Sword Boy has shield. Sword Boy can tank hits. Here, the frog people is I have frog boy with spear, but it's a one range spear. Even though in the game there are two range spear boys, and they basically just they do very little attack and they have zero defense, so they just die instantly. And you're like, well, this doesn't feel tactically fun. So yes, we'll see what happens if I play some more. But I'm probably just going to be focusing on painting, if I'm really honest. I don't have time to do any of the other stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it, if I'm really honest. There's nothing else going on. I'll tell you what else went on. A few months ago, I think I might have discussed this, I went to CEX, which is a discount electronics store, which sells a lot of video games, DVDs, and electronic just devices. And I bought something like 15 DVDs for the price of like £20 or something, including such amazing hits such as Ice Age, the original trilogy collection, and other things. And one of the things I had bought was Fast and Furious, thinking, I've already seen the first one, and the first one's really good. And I thought Fast and Furious was the first one. It's actually not. No, the first one's called The Fast and the Furious. Fast and Furious is actually the fourth film in the epic 10-film saga. So I started putting that on, and I was like, I don't recognise any of what's happening right now. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Because in my humble opinion, the Fast and the Furious, sorry, the original first film is very good. And all of the others are kind of if I'm really honest. The second one's Tokyo Drift's okay, and I just was like, I can't be bothered to watch any of the others. But now I've got the fourth one. I don't have any of the original three, but hey ho. So we ended up watching The Boat That Rocked instead, which is a significantly better film. There we go. That's my hot take right there. So that happened. And there we go. That's all I got to say. It's very cold. Warm up. Make sure you don't die, and get frostbite. That's all I got to say. Thanks very much for watching. I shall see you next week, possibly. Have a good one.